Is your life a black and white silent film, or is it a Technicolor film production? Living in a black and white world is easy. We simply react to the circumstances of life, while living in Technicolor requires that we take on more responsibility and exhibit a little more skill. Welcome to Connecting Consciousness, Illinois. I'm Stanley Smith. Connecting Consciousness is a worldwide network of like-minded people. When we're all connected, we're empowered individually and collectively. Last week on the Connecting Consciousness Illinois Saturday call, we talked about crossing the threshold, and I shared a quote from poet John O'Donohue. One of the most beautiful gifts in the world is the gift of encouragement. When someone encourages you, that person helps you over a threshold you might never have crossed on your own. During our centering meditation each week, we take a moment to be aware of our surroundings, the room that we're in. We're in the room, but we're not the room. Taking a deep breath, we're mindful of the breath, but we're not our breath. Also, we have many, many thoughts in our minds, but guess what? We're also not our thoughts. I was so intrigued recently to learn about the Technicolor process of film production, which involves filming with 3 pieces of separate film all at the same time: red, blue, and green. Filming in black and white captures the world in positive and negative, while Technicolor captures a more full picture of reality and of our world. In a theological sense, we could see this as combining mind, body, and spirit, instead of living in the world of our own ego. This month, we explored the theme logic and emotion. We can see how our mind wants to be the director of most of our lives. It wants to tell us what to say, where to go, and what action to take. It's only logical. But we also have our physical and spiritual realms. We have to include all of these if we want to have our Technicolor lives. We sometimes think of our lives as one long linear film, but in fact, this reel has been taken off and put back on many, many times. One of the exciting things about connecting consciousness is that many of us are experiencing that we're all in a transition from one reel or timeline all at the same time. And in fact, the entire world is experiencing a dramatic narrative change. Many people are still in the dark, perhaps, in the literal black and white drama. Some may never cross the threshold, but for us, there's simply no turning back. Everyone has their own timeline and their own truth, and we have to respect that. One of our members shared that when she was a child, she heard departed family members giving her messages through tapping noises. When she shared this with her parents, her father in particular dissuaded her from this belief. Recently, her father told her that he was now open to the idea of listening and hearing for these messages. In the 1939 film Wizard of Oz, Dorothy steps out of the black and white world of the farmhouse and into a Technicolor world. But in fact, this scene was filmed in one take with a room painted in black and white and a body double portraying Dorothy dressed in a black and white version of her gingham dress. We see the black and white version of Dorothy reach for the door, open the door, and then step back to allow the real Dorothy to step through the door and cross the threshold into Technicolor. This is a fun cinematic trick portraying the transition from black and white into color, because it was just an illusion that we were in black and white to begin with. In this particular time in world history, we're presented with a similar opportunity to step up to the door as our black and white selves and then step aside and let the Technicolor versions of ourselves cross the threshold. We need our minds to yell, "Quiet on the set," for everyone to take their places and for the action to begin. Look around in your lives and see where you're being encouraged and empowered today. And if you're not seeing it, consider connecting with like-minded people in your area. Remember, when we're all connected, we're empowered individually and collectively. If you would like to learn more about Connecting Consciousness Illinois, I will include my email in the description of this video, and I look forward to seeing you very, very soon.